Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming, back with some more LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This is Mos Espa Free Roam. We're going to go ahead and take on another spot on planet Tatooine. In the process, we're going to unlock 33 Kyber bricks, 3 character tokens, and a data card as well. Now, because this is free roam, of course, we have removed all of the long travel sequences, so we've shortened that up a wee bit. We also have quick links down below in the video description. So if you're in a hurry to get to a particular item, or maybe you feel like you got all the characters, but you're missing one, whatever it is, feel free to use those to bounce around and get it done. Now, if you've been following along with us, we just finished up the Forbidden Valley in Pasaana, where we got 28 bricks, 3 character tokens, and a couple of ships too. Now we're going to knock back on Tatooine's door, which is just right next door, and of course, Mos Espa is next. I got a little button happy there and got a little further down the list, but we'll have to wait and do Mos Espa another time, as there is some requirements waiting for us there to be done elsewhere, so we'll get to that later. All right, as mentioned, the travel sequences have been shortened or removed in most cases, and we're officially landing on Mos Espa. Now, traditionally, when there is a targeting range or a shooting gallery, we actually go and take that on first. This one is quite a ways in the level, and I'm not going to do that. However, for editing purposes and for my future video, I'm going to go ahead and target where it is right now. So we're actually going to be looking for that brick right there where the targeting / shooting gallery is. But we're not going to do that. We're actually going to go ahead and take on a brick that's right behind our landing point here, which simply requires us to blast a couple of boxes and jump up there and collect our first of 33 in the area. Now, I will use some quick editing techniques and make that work for the challenge for the shooting galleries. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I had a nice clean edit for that. All right, moving along, we actually take a quick rumor in off to the left-hand side before we enter town. And as we do enter the city, we're going to switch to a character with the Force and look up on top of these buildings here. And we're going to find a fuse. That's right, a fuse, eh? We'll go ahead and place it into the right socket here. And here in a hot second, yeah, I was going to say, at some point, I actually pull up the old map here and show you we're going for this brick, but there's actually 2 pluggables. We got the first one. Now we're going to target the second one. Keep in mind, too, if there's ever a fuse or some sort of a pluggable needed, it should show up on your map, and it's always right next to where the puzzle is. Now, in this case, it should require a little bit more spelunking and getting up on top of those roofs to get that one, but we cheesed it with the Force. And now we got this other one, which is just hiding behind a building. Both in place, and power below the porch is officially ours. All right, next up, we got ourselves another Kyber brick. We'll actually have quite a few of these. This one's called the Rodian Raid, or hopefully I'm saying that right. And it's in this little doorsy over here. Now, there's a couple of red dots there, too. You might pay attention to those, as they do reference a mouse droid with the Stormtrooper helmet on. We'll be back for that at a later date. Oh, psych! It's not that at all. It's actually 2 of these guys. Is that Greedo? I don't know who that is. It's a weird type of somebody. What we need to do is actually go to the right side of the entrance point, the door that is, and use our favorite astromech droid to hack this panel. It's going to open the door, but it's also going to trigger an alarm. Now, it should be noted that if we switch to a protocol droid and run inside, there's actually a place that we can shut the alarm off. Now, it does take me a hot second to remember where it is, so bear with me here as I smash and grab a few things. But actually, it's over in the left side on the front left side. So there's 2 terminals for the protocol droids. We're actually going to access the first one, the one closest to the door. And, of course, you might have to errati a few baddies to get access to it. Oh, and I jump on the old password first. What? I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I actually did. Did I actually complete the... So maybe I did actually get that turned off. I didn't think I actually had a long enough time accessing it, but maybe I did. Basically, once the alarm... Yeah, it is. The alarm is off. Whap, 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 whap. Way to pay attention, Brian. Basically, once the alarm is off, there's still a handful of bad guys that need to be removed. In this case, I think... Oh, no, there's another one. They're still flying in from the ceiling. So I'm not sure what the point of the alarm being turned off really is when they keep on funneling in as if it's still on. All right, now that we've got the room cleared, we're actually going to go ahead and use a grapple point, which is right up above me right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm actually collecting studs. I may have forgotten what I needed to do there as I was recording, but we'll We'll go ahead and pretend like that didn't happen. All right, inside this next room, there is another protocol droid terminal. Now, we've used one to turn off the alarm. We used another to hack a password, and we're going to go ahead and use that password on this third and final one here. So you should have the, what is it called? It's the Mos Espa secret safe. It's the most secret safe. Get it? Like the most secret? Boo! All right, go ahead and crack that open, and it should pop up the cage and reveal a Kyber brick. Looks like a little bathtub. We've seen bathtubs in this game that look sort of similar to that. Missing some water and some suds, but anyways, no Calgon for us. Next up, we've got ourselves another Kyber brick. This one's called the Toydarian treasure, and I do believe it just requires the help of a bounty hunter? I can't remember. So full disclosure here, I recorded this like 5 or 6 days ago. Edited it then too. Did not have a chance to get it. There's that mouse droid. See, that's what I thought we were talking about. I knew there was one scattered throughout. But all right, this just requires us to melt some gold with our favorite bounty hunter. And, of course, pick up the old Kyber brick, which we didn't even see it. I just collected it instantly. All right, back into the town we go without taking out that mouse droid. Now, feel free to knock that out if you want, but just keep in mind that it'll probably be easier to track those later if you don't have them done. All right, next up, we've got a probe droid. That's right, we've got a... Got to take him down. Basically, walk up to him, give him the old pow right in the kisser. He's going to take off and bail through town, and it's a race. I hope I win. Now, I'm pretty sure that no matter how much you hit him or don't hit him, this sequence ends in the same place. Now, I say that because I absolutely am destroying him, but there's that cooldown again where I'm not able to do any damage once I've done damage, right? It's like 5 seconds after I hurt him before I could hurt him again, which is kind of a weird thing. But that's what makes me feel like this is scripted, and also because I ended up in the same place both on my PS4 scouting run and my PS5 recording go. So I feel, again, it's got to be scripted. You're probably going to end in the same place. Look, he's not running anymore, right? You know, okay, I take that back. Yeah, he is. And we follow him down and around. We're actually not at the finishing point anyway, so I don't know what I was talking about. This is it right here. And Booyakashow. He leaves that brick on the ground. We'll pick it up, and probe droid pursuit should be officially done dead. Now, I see a rumor giver up here, so I'm going to run up here and see what he has to offer here. What you got? Ooh, it's Mawhonic. We actually pick him up later. He's one of our character quests. All right, next up, we've got ourselves a data card. This one's actually hiding behind a building. It's likely one of the easier ones. However, these have all been pretty easy. Most of these data cards require like a quick grapple point or something. Now, it's trying to take me all the way around the backside of these buildings, but I did find that you can basically cheese right over the top of them, drop down, and inside this room, there's a nice glow. That's right. Step inside, collect that data card. Woo to the who. All right, so we've got 13 of those bad boys, only 6 left, and it seems like all of the planets that we have left have a data card, which is kind of interesting. We had quite a few that did not have data cards. Most of the rest, I do believe we have 6 left. I could be wrong on my numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's 6. All right, next up, we're going to go inside one of the buildings, and turns out we've got ourselves a little bit of a ghost story here. I can't remember which, is it TC-14? Is that who that is? I can't remember which droid that is. But basically, we follow him into this room, and if you follow him all the way in, a key drops on the ground. We'll go ahead and swoop that up, slap it in the old spot there, and oh no, it's revealed a short spot. We'll go ahead and pull out one of our shorties. That's right, BB-8 for the win. We'll go ahead and slide all the way to the back room. As we make our way through that little tunnel, our other character busts open the door, which would have been nice to do earlier. And we're both inside. Simply collect that Kyber brick and make your way outside. All right, next up, another Kyber brick. In fact, I think we go inside somebody else's house here, and we got scattered schematics. That's right. This one's inside Anakin's home. Okay, that's right. So kind of fun getting to go into a lot of these places that we've seen in the movies and such, right? And a big-time shout-out to TT for an awesome job on this game. Still not my favorite. Lego City still holds that that title. But all right, in this one, we've got a puzzle in the back. Well, as soon as you walk into the room, it's actually right on your left-hand side. We're going to go ahead and find 3 pieces to the puzzle. We'll go ahead and use the force and lift them in there. Now, I do have a wee bit of a problem with one of them. I'm not sure what's going on with the Force here in a second, but it's pretty bad. We'll go ahead and grab number 2, which is in this room. Oh, actually, we got the key. We got to get the key to get in the other room. That's right. So swoop up the key, and in the door it goes. Inside the next room gives us access to that tunnel where we could see that piece we needed, but there was a bar on it preventing us from swooping it. Now, watch this. This goes real bad, real fast. I noticed, and I'm not sure if this has always been a thing, but specifically in this area, most of my characters that have the Force tend to walk forward while I'm using the Force. Now, it's not doing it right now, but I still have a little bit of a funny angle. Like, I'm not sure why the Force gave me so much trouble in this area, but it really did. And, okay, I'll get it out there, and, okay, officially get it all the way. You'll see later, though, there are a couple of times where I'm trying to use the Force to lift like a droid or something, and my character starts walking, and he walks off, and the camera changes, and it actually makes it really difficult to do a simple task. So I don't know, I mean, maybe user error, I always leave that as a possibility, but I'm not feeling like, I mean, why would my character walk forward using the Force when I'm not walking forward to begin with? Anyways. Rant over. Next up, Kyber brick number 8, Slave Quarters Water. Now, this one, first of all, I hate the name of it. Second of all, this one is a little problematic in the sense that it could be really easily messed up. So hopefully you'll follow along. I actually make one quick, small mistake, but I get it rectified pretty quick. Essentially, they give you one piece. You go ahead and slap that into place, and it busts open the roof of the first tank here, giving us a couple of more parts. Now, this is where I make the boo-boo. I should have placed this guy on the lower one right in front of me, but I put it in the wrong place. So, whoops. Yeah, so here we go. You might have to play some Benny Hill music here in a minute if I don't start getting my stuff figured out. Anyways, we'll go ahead and swap these guys around. Once we get these two in place, it should pop the top of the second tank here, giving us some more bricks. And basically each time you pop a top, it gives you more bricks. You can go ahead and apply them and move along to the next one. It does take a few seconds for the pieces to become grabbable too once they fall out, which is kind of weird. But we'll go ahead and place the straight piece right here, connecting those two little hooks. And we should have, well, I guess we're going to have to use those pieces we had from before. So we'll go ahead and pull those guys out, slap them into place. Got the curly Q on the high left and just the elbow on the lower right, and that should pop the final tank on the back left side here, giving us a connector piece here, a little C, if you will. We'll see where this goes. Oh, look at that. It immediately pops the top of the fourth tank, giving us another C. We'll go ahead and swoop that guy and move him all the way over to the far right side by where the Kyber brick is in that final tank. Then, of course, we got to go grab that elbow and the curly Q one more time. Let's see if I can get this one right. So basically, the elbow goes on the lower piece each time, and the curly Q goes on the higher piece. If that makes sense, right? Like, so spin it around and snap it in. Booyah, ka-chow, slave quarters water. Zoop, 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 zoop. Pump, 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 pump it up. All right, we'll go ahead and take that. Thank you very much. We are good to go. Some of those can be really tough. I know that my first puzzle was probably the hardest, but once I figured that one out, most of the rest have been easy peasy. All right, we got a rumor giver over here in the corner. He gives us the Boomer Ball. Boy, that one is a pain in the tuchus. However, I do have a couple of tips for you that are going to help out tremendously. We're not there yet, though. Suburban Spoils is up next, and this is basically we're just knocking out all of the local bricks, kind of going around in counterclockwise fashion right now. It's not an exact science, but it's pretty close. You might have noticed we also spoke to another rumor spreader back there. All right, this one actually has 4 buttons that we need to step on in a certain amount of time. As per always, I'm going to recommend you get to the highest one first and work your way down to the easier one. So it turns out there are 3 on the ground and 1 on the rooftop. So we'll start with the rooftop one. And now that we know where all of those 3 are on the ground, it's just a matter of getting there within 20 seconds. It's kind of a funny angle when you drop down and then run out and over and step on the one inside. And last but not least, right on the front porch. That's right, on the old welcome mat. Booyaka Shao, if you did it right, it should open up the door and give us that Kyber brick. All right. Next up, we've got ourselves another Kyber brick. That's right. This one's pretty heavy on the bricks, light on everything else. This one's inside. It's we got a little backdoor entrance here. Giggity. Abandoned Hovel. So we'll go ahead and sneak inside. This one's called the Hovel Hotshot. And let's see here. There are 4 targets that you need to take out in here to go ahead and open the cage with the brick in it. And, you know, there's probably an efficient way to do this. In fact, we're going to show you how to do it right now. It starts off with going into this far bedroom here, and you might notice in the little hobbit hole there happens to be a target down in there. There's also one up on the roof looking straight down. In the other bedroom, another one up on the roof in a funny angle, and then one straight across the room from the first bedroom. So watch this. We're going to nail the one in the hobbit hole. Well, actually, we're going to hit the one on the roof first, then the hobbit hole. Then we're going to look straight out the door and look right across the room. We can see the third one. And then we'll run into this other little room and booyah shao. So if you try to do those in any other order, it might make it difficult, but you might be, you might have enough time. 20 seconds is probably plenty. But I feel like if you nail the 2 in that first room, shoot the one across in the living room, and then go into that final room, it's pretty efficient. Pretty efficient. All right, moving along. We got another Kyber brick, Downtown Lockdown. We actually were really close to this one earlier. In fact, this is where we finished that probe droid bit earlier, right around the corner anyways. And you might notice it's more shooting targets here. We've got one that's kind of hiding up on the wall on the outside. Then the power wire goes all the way into this room. So we're going to check that out and see what's in here. Oh, look at that. It's another target. We'll go ahead and blast that. It actually opens up a cage with a hero terminal. Go ahead and switch to our favorite hero. Well, maybe not our favorite, but our acquired hero, Bale. This guy is interesting. Definitely don't hate him, but he's probably not my favorite, as I've already mentioned that. All right, we'll go ahead and solve the puzzle. Just simply hit the icons indicated while they're in that circle, and it should open the door. And woo to the hoo! Kyber brick for both me and you, too. All right, next up, what is it? You guessed it, it's another Kyber brick. There's only 3 missions that don't have a Kyber brick, and one of those even has a Kyber brick. It's a character and a Kyber. It's a double whammy. All right, next up, Salvage Droid Skipping. This one is, watch this. This is the cheese of the century. So they got these 2, like, push around parts. You're supposed to move them around. You're supposed to hop all the way across those droids, but watch this. We're going to pull out a character with the Force, and then pull our other character, or switch to our other character, pull out a droid. Right? Doesn't matter. Protocol, astromech, either way. See, oh, look, Vader was walking right there. He started to do it, but then it quit. I'm not sure what that's all about. Now, it's pretty tricky getting it out there, but it's just enough. You should be able to lift him up right over the brick and then toggle to that character. They should drop him right onto it and collect it. Woot! Next up, we've got Pushover. This one's really simple. It just simply requires a character with a grappling ability. We're going to go ahead and toggle over to, well, I think BB-8 gets a little more run here. Yep, I was going to switch to Jango, but I'm like, wait a minute, he's got a grapple. Let's make it happen. You got a grapple? Let's make it happen. All right, go ahead and swoop up the brick after you pull the lever down. Pretty easy stuff. Of course, do a little decorative rearranging there. Thank you. Got to get the studs. Got to get them all. I mean, we're still working on that 10 billion. I think we finished with 6. Just a little over 6 when we're done with this area. Which is nice. I mean, there's studs all over the place with our track studs and our multiplier. It's certainly helping. I, of course, use the Force to push force things and blow things up quite often as well. And only once has that gotten me in trouble. Though this one's guarding Gonk. This one's tricky. If you do not have a rumor for it, this one is likely going to be one that is easily missed. Because look, it's like tucked in there, hiding. There is a small glow, but it's such a light glow, you probably would never see it running by. Go ahead and destroy the Gonk guarding the brick, and go ahead and slide back there and collect it. All right. As you might have guessed it, next up, another Kyber brick. I promise we have a character token coming up soon. This one's good, too, the Kyber Climb. We just got a rumor a minute ago for this one. We're going to go ahead and use the ladder here and go up to this first platform where we got to flip this switch. If you use a character with the Force and you move your camera to the other switches, it should give you the icon to pull each and every one. So there are 4 total switches, and there's a lot of rigmarole. You're supposed to like move these levers up and down. You're supposed to push that thing right there, right next to the Kyber. You're supposed to push that back and forth and move these little layers up and down, and it's a nightmare. But guess what? We got you. The cheese of this. That's a couple of really good cheeses we've got you. We just had that other one where you're supposed to jump across those droids. Nope, lift them up, drop them down. I mean, I'm telling you, we got some pretty good cheeses. Just need some wine. Don't worry, I'll do plenty of whining before this. Oh, not that kind of wine. Okay, my bad. All right, we're officially on our way to the Podracer prize. Really, we're going to talk to the guy who gives the rumor first, but he basically just gives us a tip, and we'll go ahead and get on with the business. Now, in this particular one, we need to smash a few things, build a few things, and then use an astromech panel after that, and it should pump it up and turn it on and give us that Kyber brick pieces, which we can build up into the actual brick. So again, start off by destroying the 2 boxes up front. You are going to need a character like 3PO or Jango, somebody who can be in the stank and not take any damage. So a mask-based character or a bot. I don't know if old Vader can sneak in there or not. But in this particular case, once you smash those 2 boxes, it should give us the bricks to build up the astromech panel, and then we can slide in there with BB-8 or R2 or whoever you prefer. And of course, we'll solve this puzzle from the inside out. And like I said, once it gets this done, it should give us the power to the Podracer and puke out the pieces for the brick, which will require some arms, which BB-8 does not have. So we'll have to switch back over to Jango, and booyah kashow though. Podracer prize done did. All right, a couple more Kyber bricks, then we'll get into our first character mission. But next up, we've got Akim's Munch Bunch. That sounds awkward. We'll go ahead and wrap around, and there, we've got a rumor too. Let's go talk to this guy real quick. All right, so for this one, we are actually going to want to, well, I recommend a bounty hunter. Reason is the jetpack's going to help us. We want to get up on top of this bouncer here, this awning that acts as a trampoline. And then we're going to go ahead and do a nice jump and then use the jetpack to glide across. Now, you could probably use that bantha right there, too, to go ahead and climb on and then hop up onto the ledge that bounces us up to the top here. But, you know, I feel like the jetpack is going to be just as efficient. So we'll go ahead and drop down. And next up, we've got the Covert Cache. That's right, over to our right. It's actually, I think we took a quick peek at it a second ago. It's kind of hiding in this little spot off the backside here. And of course, I tried to run to the right, and I was the wrong way. So we'll go ahead and double back around, like all the way. I'm starting to have second thoughts about choosing this before I got that character quest, because now I'm going to have to run all the way back there for that character token. But that's all good, though. It's all good. All right, wrapping all the way around and up. This one's actually just going to be another jetpack scenario where we hop up on a item on the side here, use the jetpack to boost us up a little bit higher, and ba-boing us up on top of the roof. And look at that, it's hiding there. So we got a nice peek of that just a minute ago from up top of that last up high spot. It's kind of funny how that worked out. We ended up getting that one next. All right, now I'm going to take a cheat right here, a little shortcut to jump over the ledge and drop down a little closer to where that character was. And look at that, I'm right here. So it worked out nicely. Our first character quest, Pod Parts Procurement. He's going to actually send us on a mission to Utapau to go ahead and collect, I believe it's 10 different pieces of, is it bone? I guess it is bone. All right, time to go collect some bones. This is going to be pretty simple. We're actually going to fly off to Utapau, and luckily for us, they're all basically in the same area. All we have to do is sort of scale ironically, an old carcass, a big skeleton, if you will. And so we're going to go ahead and land and then follow the old markers off to the right-hand side. There's a couple of characters we can talk to along the way to maybe catch some information. I don't know that we really need these, but we're going to go ahead and quickly ring them off. And then we're going to go up. You can already see one of them on the far right side, sort of glowing there on the edge. And there's one as soon as we get to the building here. It's on the far left. So before you even go in, let's go ahead and swoop that up. And there's a couple more on the ground here. We got one on the left, one tucked in on the right. So there's 3 pieces total. There's number 4. And then number 5. There we go. And then 6 is off at the very tip here. right, so we've got 6 of them before we even go up. Now, if you remember, there's a grapple point to get up top. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do some death-defying and flying. Oh, no! Plummeted to my doom. All right, that didn't work out very well. I was able to switch to my other character in time before he fell off completely. Then luckily, he respawned right on the ledge that I needed, so that worked out. We'll go ahead and use that grapple point to get up top now, and there should be 2 up here, one in the very front and one towards the back. And then we're going to look off to the other side. So there's basically 1 on each side of the skeleton. This one's a little bit easier, I feel. Maybe not. I sort of walk my way down and yikes! Yikes! Oh, my goodness. I need a stuntman for this stuff. Once you get all 10, though, and it gets collected, go ahead and say yes, you'd like to return. And then we're going to go ahead and give the parts to Mawhonic. And then he'll give us his character token. So that was a pretty nice trade there. Gave him some bones for his soul. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, moving along. Next up, another Kyber brick. So back to the bricks. We got ourselves a character token. Now back to the brickage. In fact, we're on 19, though. Nice little Nook is what we're going to take on next. And again, this is another one of those ones that's like super tucked away, but pretty easy to find. Or I should say easy to obtain. We're going to use a cheese here. Now, I do want to point out there are a couple of crates that you can put characters on to lift them up or even stack, right? You could stack a couple of those up right below over there. Now, I don't know where our other character is. He is nowhere to be found, and I'm not sure what he's doing. Like, come on, we don't pay you to be here. Oh, there he is. What the heck? All right, that worked out in my favor. Basically, we're going to use the character with the force, get right on the ledge here, and pick him up. That's right, pick up that droid and move him all the way out there. I lifted him up a little higher, and watch this. Momentum for the win. Now, when I did it on my PS4 Go, I didn't have a problem, but I also used C-3PO. So I don't know if there was a possible move that Vader made there or something. I'm not sure why it was a little different, but it was I needed a little momentum there. All right, so I've officially tagged Pluggable, and I'm on my way to that. But then I realized, wait a minute, I'm going to run right past this other brick, and we're going to have to run back here. So let's go ahead and cancel that. And we're going to move up to this one up here. It's called Rooftop Raiding. Looks like it's going to need a little help of a scavenger, as we're going to need the net launcher and some glidage. So we'll pull out our favorite scavenger and get our Hippo to the Hoppa on. That's right. We'll get all the way to the, well, to the medium here. To the schmedium, not quite to the toppa yet. We'll go ahead and pull out our trusty net launcher. And place a couple of nets there. That's right. Go ahead and climb up them. Now, this one is a little bit of a funny angle. You got to stand on the ledge. And it might even be helpful to actually have your second character be the scavenger. Until you get to the top anyways. But I eventually get it. You could probably just use the grapple point. In fact, I think I show you right here that we can just look up and hit the grapple button and it yeets right up to the top. So that's another option for you as well. Once we're up here, though, we are going to need the help of a glider. So back to the scavenger we go. And we should make a quick jump across the gap here. And then we just got to flip the switch. Now, I tried to use the force with my, with Vader when I was up here on my PS4 Go, and the force did not reach that switch. I was trying to cheese it from all the way over here, but no such luck. So glide across, flip the switch, drop down, wait for the red to be removed, slide inside, and collect that Rooftop Raider. All right, of course, smash a few boxes, collect a few studs. We are working towards that 6 billion. Like I said, we're going to get there. All right, Pluggable's way over there, so I thought about going there next, but I'm going to bag it. I'm going to drop down on the left side here, which takes me on a roundabout, like a long journey. Like I thought I was going to go in there. There's the Booma Ball. We're almost to that. That's coming up sooner. The Booma is coming sooner. Actually, it's one of the last bricks. It looks like it's brick number 29, but we'll wrap all the way around. There's a lot of back and forth here in Mos Espa. I'm assuming it's going to be the same in Mos Eisley, too, where we're going to have to zig it to the Zaga. All right, this one's pretty simple. Oh, I got a great cheese for this one, too. I tell you what, there is a bunch of tasks that are just super cheesable. Watch this. This requires you to stand on this switch and then use your second character to hit that target down below. Or you can just stand on the switch and use the force in the general direction of the target, and it smashes it, removes the barrier, and look at that. So lately, I've had a problem with my secondary character not being around until I don't need him, right? BB-8 was there at the very end, but he wasn't there at the beginning. So like, it's nice to know that a lot of these can be cheesed, and you don't technically need a second character. All right, so nothing inside that door there. We'll go ahead and look right ahead of us, and oh, what do you know? It's another Kyber brick. Although we got to wrap around to this wall thing again. Like, what is going on there? Oh, wait a minute. It's wanting us to wrap around, but I do believe we're going to go up top here and find ourselves the pathway to the brick in question. Or is this a different one completely? It is a different one completely. All right, so my apologies on the bad labeling. I got targeted the wrong brick. It's another case of, like, running right by one, though. So, all right, so here's another case of my secondary character not being anywhere near where he needs to be. Luckily for me, not luckily for me. Okay, good. I got a grappler. We can go ahead and grapple up. And once we get up there, we should just be able to drop right down on the brick. If Vader's still hanging out, you know what I mean? Hopefully he is. You still up here, buddy? Oh, look at that, he is. We can just slide right on through. Basically, the one character pulls the switch, which removes the grating, preventing us from getting it, and we are officially good now. All right, next up, Pillar of Wealth. This is another Zigga to the Zaga. Not too far, though. It says it's only 14 meters as the crow flies, although we got to run a long way around here. All right, we're going to get our baboing on this trampoline, and look at that. There's actually a brick just hiding off to the left side of this building here. So we'll drop down in there. Woo-hoo! All right. I'm going to toggle over to my other character who's way over here. What are you doing, Vader? Okay, he's not that far. But there's a brick right up to our left here. We're going to talk to this rumor spreader here. Always spreading rumors. And okay, get our babion up to the rooftop. And let's see. We got some twirly poles on the left. They're likely going to be of some help, but we're going to use this box here. We're going to lift this guy up and slap it on the other box. Now, if you see, here he is, he's walking. What the crap are you doing? And he does it again right here. Watch this. Okay, no, he doesn't. I lied. He does it again, though, before this video is over. And I'm not sure what is happening there. Is that happening to you guys? Is that like something that's happened post-update? Or is that... I haven't really run into that much, and it's really been frustrating me in the last level or two, but... All right, all the way to the top, and down inside we go. Now, you might have been able to use the push switch, or the push force there to pull that switch from the outside, but I don't know. It's a little bit of a funny angle. I'm not sure you could actually see it. Probably could, though. Might be worth a shot. All right, all the way back to the north side of the map. We're going to take on the last couple of bricks up here before we go towards the sort of bottom right. Now, this one's pretty simple, too. It requires us to stack some boxes up so we can use a villain terminal. I didn't find a way to cheese this one. You just got to lift up these 3 boxes and stack them up. Once you get all 3 into place, it should be easy to stand on top of them and simply complete the villain terminal. And, all right, so we got 1 in the spot, 2, yep, all right. Now, the way they stack, like if they're sideways or long ways, it probably doesn't matter. The goal is just you need to have your footing available to actually step up to that terminal and use it. So no gaps in between you, and yeah, this one's a little bit of a tight squeeze here, but we slap it in there. And it's actually, if you notice, it's like not all the way to the wall, but it's close enough. Now, I also want to point out, too, there's a little spot on the left there where you can jump up without having to climb up, without having to jetpack or do anything. So you might pay attention to that, too. You might have noticed I had to jump kind of towards the left on that last ledge there. But all right, moving along, solve the old villain terminal, and it should open up the old cage or make it disappear, depending on your... I don't know what's going on there. I've definitely been running into some weird display glitch type stuff the last level or two. And I'm not sure if that's like, again, I don't know if that's a me thing, if it's something I'm doing, or perhaps the update changed something. But whatever it is, as long as it doesn't break the game, I'm okay with it. That last level we did where it actually broke at the very end, like I couldn't move or do anything, I had to quit the game. I was super worried about that for a minute. All right, so little tip here. We're going to go ahead and use Django to grapple up on the plug on the right. Now, for some stupid reason, he decided to let go of it. So we're going to have to do that again. But the goal is to put the nets on the top two. And if you got a grappler, you don't have to put a net on the bottom and switch back and forth. Just those top will do it. And it's another brick on a wall. Boom, boom, boom. A little Pink Floyd reference for you, just in case you were not familiar. But I grew up listening to a lot of Pink Floyd, as that was kind of the era that I grew up in. And my dad was a big-time music buff, as I've mentioned before. All right, next up, we've got Tower Treasure. Another Kyber brick. We got a few more of those. Then we got a couple of character tokens. We actually finish with a Kyber brick, but we have our double whammy coming up soon, too. All right, so this next one requires us to do a lot of climbing. As you can see, we've got some handhelds on the far left side over there. I sort of bypass them by using the jetpack and climbing up. Once we get up a couple of levels, you're going to want to turn and look, and you might notice that there's a spot to glide from. There's actually a higher point we can get to as well, but we're going to need the help of a scavenger. But unfortunately, I had to play a quick game of switcheroo. All right, so we got the right character in the right place. We're going to go ahead and pull out the net launcher, put a couple up there on the old wall there, and next we're going to need the breaker blaster to go ahead and take out this obstruction here. Look at that. It takes the whole wall down and reveals a target. We're going to hit that target not once, but twice. Well, thrice in this case. So we need to drop a few things down. And then we're going to swoop back around to those handhelds because we want to go up a little higher. Now, we could glide from that spot, and we might make it. But we know we can make it from this up higher spot. So I feel like that's sort of like a, I don't know, like a decoy jump spot. Because look, I was about halfway through. I don't know if I would have made it if I would have jumped from that lower ledge. You could try it if you like, but I recommend going to that higher point. Speaking of higher point, we're going to climb all the way up those boxes, up the ladder, and up at the very top of the tower should be that treasure. Treasure? I love me some treasure. All right, next up, Sunk Sand Silver. This one's pretty easy. It's just a silver box hiding behind a building. And we're going to glide all the way over to it. Woo, to the hoo. Okay, psych, we're going to bounce. I like that. After doing that obstacle course a level or two back where we had to fly, I think it was the last one, it was Pasana, where we had to fly the kite, right? Be the kite, I think is what it was called. I had fun with that, bouncing off of all those awnings and then flying some more, gliding some more, whatever you want to call it. Good stuff. All right, got that done. Next up is Booma Ball. This one, once we get there, we have to use the force to lift up a ball and put it through a hoop. One of three hoops, actually. They kind of alternate. We'll more on that in a second. My best piece of advice, though, is because you have to pick up the ball with the force, and there's lots of debris around, we recommend you take out all debris in the area first. Basically, what happened to me on my PS4 Go was I'd try to lift up the ball, and it would think that I was trying to push for some stuff in the background. And so it would, like, basically waste some of my time. Rather than lifting the ball up, it would waste time destroying things. So destroy everything so there's nothing left to destroy, and that shouldn't happen to you, giving you the best chance at picking up that ball and not push forcing stuff instead. So I know, hopefully I said that in a way that makes sense to you guys, but essentially just clear out everything in the area so there's nothing left to destroy, and then talk to Buddy, or not, and then walk up to the targeting spot there and start it. You need to make 9 or more baskets, and the time is fairly limited, especially since it's kind of broken at times, and I don't remember if it shows brokenness here, but essentially there's times where you lift up a ball and you go to dunk it, and it will go right through the hoop, not counting. And I think it happens at least once for me here. And it's not a matter of me trying to slam it with a closed lid. It's a matter of me going through it and it not counting. So far, it hasn't happened yet, so that's pretty good. Really hoping it does, though. There's 5. Okay, we need 4 more. We're doing good on time. We're doing really good on time, in fact. There's 6. Okay, maybe it doesn't happen at all. It happened to me a lot in my PS4 Go. It's like right there, that was closing, right? And that makes sense of why it didn't work. But I was having that happen when it was wide open multiple times. But in my case, I'm going to get slam dunked this last one, and then I just stand there with a smile on my face. I beat this one. All right, Booma Ball done did. So force dunking is fun, but like I said, it can be problematic if there are other things in the area that the game might think that you're trying to push force rather than force dunk, right? I think I said that right. All right, next up, we've got ourselves another Kyber brick. It's the Scrapyard Security. We're getting into the home stretch here, peoples, because there's only, what, 33 bricks? I believe there's only 33. So for this one, I don't know if you guys remember, there was that pluggable I was going to target and go for earlier, but then I switched and went for that high brick instead. We're actually going to go find that pluggable now. In fact, it's off hiding behind some rubbish over here in the corner. We'll talk to Buddy and get a quick rumorage in first. Actually, we scare him. We got to stand here and wait for like 3 hours before he comes back to being ready to speak. Hello. All right, there we go. And let's see, end of the road for metal nodes. See, that is not on this particular area. So that's a rumor for another planet. Go ahead and swoop up the old controller here, or the swiper card. That's right. We'll swipe it, and it eventually opens up the cage. Gives us that Kyber brick. All right, we've got another Kyber brick before a double whammy. And then we only have, what, 3 more after this. So let's get into the home stretch, people. Scaling the dome. This one's pretty easy. It's actually just right at the top of this big building here. We're going to use a character with a jetpack like Django. Now, it's a little bit of a funny angle here, and if you notice, I don't make it on my first go, but I take a few steps away and then run towards it and jump, and it actually works. Now, there's probably a couple of other ways to get up here, some boxes to move. You could even lift a protocol or astromech droid with the force up onto that higher level. There's lots of ways to get up here, but all the way to the top, get that brick, and we're ready to go for the double whammy. All right, is it whoopy? Oh, boy. All right, inside the building we go. We got a tip from a rumor giver earlier that this was in here, but we have saved it for, well, not last, but later. Basically, Watto wants us to go on a mission to go collect some monies from his deadbeat peoples. So I found that on one of these tasks, it was problematic, and I'm going to recommend you do it last. So it wants you to do Coruscant first. I'm going to suggest doing it last. Now, you can do it however you want, and it'll probably work out fine for you. It was probably just a weird bug on my end. But I went and did that one first, and it did not count. So I had to go back and do it again. Like it gave me the money and everything. Like I finished what I needed to do, and then I couldn't talk to Buddy or do anything. So I had to like leave the planet, go do another one, and then fingers crossed when I came back it would reset, and luckily it did. So I had to redo it all over again. So I recommend doing that one last. I mean, again, it's probably a weird fluke, and it probably won't happen to you. But, you know, to save yourself some time, if you just jump over to TAKODANA instead, it might actually help out. Once we arrive in TAKODANA, we're going to go over towards the old yellow circle on our compass there and climb up top where we find a defiant deadbeat here. And we'll go ahead and take them down with the quickness, swoop up those 4 coins, and once it gives us the indication that we are good to go, we're going to go ahead and fly off to Tuanul Village on Jakku. Been here before. Now, this one actually wants us to go inside a building and have a conversation with a lady, and then it gives us a tip, and then we got to solve the puzzle from the tip, and guess what? We're just going to go right to the solution and show you right where they are. In fact, she's got them buried in her backyard. So instead of going into the building like it's wanting us to, just simply run around the right-hand side of it, go around back, and destroy the boxes, and the coins should present themselves. All 3 of them should be chilling there. Woot! All right, we'll grab those, and we are out of here. In fact, we're going to take off and go to Coruscant, to the Federal District. Gotta be honest, I'm not looking forward to these Coruscant levels. Too many levels. There's like first story, second story, third story, fourth, like, oh, so much stuff going on. I'm sure I'll find my way through and find a nice line, but I'm not looking forward to it. All right, follow the old waypoint marker. Of course, hover towards the edge of the area as you will collect a ton of studdage along the way. Or I guess maybe a ton isn't the word, but extra studdage, right? Once we get up here, we're actually just going to take a right and head for the big door on our right side over there on the back, sort of. Yep. There we go. All right. And then you see the little green comment balloon pop up. I guess it's the middle right. I should specify that because there is a right door, too. It's going to say, I'm not opening this door for nobody unless it's my faithful little companion, which turns out a faithful little companion's chilling on the side. We're going to need the help of a protocol droid to go ahead and hack this terminal and take over for Buddy here. Simply run Buddy to the front door and try to have a conversation. He's going to open up the door, and that's when we make our move. A little bit of a draw distance issue there, even though we're at no distance at all. Inside we go. We'll simply talk to Buddy. He's going to say, oh, here's your money. And that happened to me, and I had to redo that. I'm not sure exactly why, but it worked out in the end, so all is well. Kick down all 10 of them coins, and woo to the who, or whoop-hoopy, woo-hoopy. I'm not sure what that's really being said there, but most importantly, we get Watto unlock, as well as we get a Kyber brick. That's right, it's a double hammer. So if you use the quick links and you thought maybe I made a mistake and doubled down on the wrong thing or something, it's not wrong, it's the same thing. It also unlocked another quest called Rooftop Raiding, which we are not going to take on in this. It looks like another task for another area. Perhaps Mos Eisley, maybe? I don't know. All right, got another character token right around the corner. This is for Odie Mandrell. I think that's who we're dealing with here, too. And we'll go ahead and step up. And this one's pretty simple. It basically has us go around looking for 3 droids. They're like these basic droids. There we go. And unfortunately, we have to pay them some monies. But luckily for us, we're rich these days. We're not lacking of the monies, so we should be good to go. In fact, I think it's like 1,000 for the first one, 2,500 for the second one, and 5,000 for the third one. Something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it's not much. In fact, we've collected way more just with our track studs and our multiplier, making our way to them that it's not even going to be a factor. So, yep, 1,000 for the first droid. And I don't believe there's a specific order you have to get these in, but they may be, you may have to get that one first. It definitely guides you that way. And next up, this one's hiding behind the building here. Somewhere. Where'd you go? Oh, I guess I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Or do I have to go up and over? I think I got to go up and over. Oh, that's right. He's all the way at the top. He's on the rooftop. That's right. So I was in the right spot. I just didn't get high enough. Come on, baby. Let's get higher. All right, 2,500. So we're 35 in the hole right now. But you know what? The Kyber brick's going to have a higher value than that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the exchange rate right now for Kyber bricks is, but I'm sure it's better than the amount of studdage we're puking out for this. All right, I'm going to do a little rooftop running here and run all the way over and drop over into the corner here where Buddy is. We're only 30 away, getting closer. Closer. All right, we got a nice tip here. I don't think we take it, though, or do we? Yep, I do. And, oh, that's right. This guy's down hiding inside. That's right. He's in this little alleyway here, and he wants $5 grand. What? All right, we'll pay him. Pay the man. All right, so 8,500, easy peasy. And now we want to return to Odie. Come on, Odie, what you know-ty? Look at that. He's going to go ahead and task us with one last thing. It actually unlocks another quest. Look at them. They're all gold. What? When do I get my gold upgrade? I love me some gold. But then we got Odie. Is it Odie Mandrel? Odie? Regardless, he's ours. All right, last but not least, we have one more task. Now, it's probably not going to show up on your map, but it's going to be in this room. Even though it's not showing on our map, we know that's where it is. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my missions tab from the menu, scroll down to puzzles, and I'm going to find the final one. Now, there is a wonky edit here. You can see I actually purchased the rumor. It activates it. I try to tag it. It flashes like it's tagged. It says it's destination secured, but then it didn't work, so I had to tag it again. And so there was if you notice that there was a funky edit there, it's because there was. But all we have to do is simply make it over inside the building, and then we go on one last quest to go find these droids again. That's right, they're scattered throughout. There are 5 of them this time. And basically, we do not have a specific pathway or a marker. You just have to use the old compass and look for those red dots. Now, luckily for you, I know right where they are, and they're all close. I don't give any quick links or anything. Like, I don't have like a 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, all that. But we do get them pretty quickly here. So step up to the old droid here. He says, game time, find all 5. And then they disappear, and they play a quick game of hide and seek. There they go. All right, out the door we go. And as soon as we get out there, they actually scatter. like a bunch of cockroaches. And we're going to notice up on the rooftop, we see one. So we're going to go ahead and knock his block off. That's like literally right across the street. We can see a little red health marker down the way here. So we're going to pursue that, knock his block off. That's 2. We're going to come back to where we started. And up on our high right on the ledge is number 3. Thank you very much. And then we're going to look on our compass to find that red dot moving around. So essentially, you can only find 4. And then once you take the 4th guy out, it actually gives you this little cinematic scene. We got to go back to the doorway where he should be, and then he takes off, and we got to chase him. That's right. The chase begins. Ooh, I wonder if this is a reference to Lego City. We'll go ahead and keep on keeping on with the hits here. And, of course, doing about 25 per. Oh, look at that. It was a slow-mo dodge. He dodged me. That's crazy. And eventually, we depleted that meter. Gosh, I recommend using a blaster versus a saber because it's just a little bit easier to control, I think. But disappearing droids is done, and guess what, peoples? That is it. As you can see, Vader's jumping for joy. Go ahead and pull up the old menu here and prove to use. We got 33, 1, and 3 with 100%. So Mos Espa done did. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to click that like button if you found we helped you out, or maybe you just liked the video itself. Check us out on social media and HappyThumbsGaming.com as well. And oh my gosh, guys, we're almost in the home stretch for free roam. It's getting pretty close anyways. But hey, guys, that's going to do it for me. As always, until next time. So